YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Captain of Industry, Episode 6. So, in our last episode, we unlocked our very first major milestone technology. If you notice, all these techs back here all flow and eventually lead to Construction 2, after which a bunch more techs open up. So these are like major tech tiers. You gotta get this before you can move on to literally anything else. Which we have just gotten that. Now, there's a few things that we have on the horizon that I have my eye on. Now, the biggest thing is conveyor belts, which we are researching next. However, conveyor belts require a new material that was unlocked with Construction 2 called Advanced Construction Parts. We have a new recipe for these things. Or rather, Construction Parts Part 2. I'm going to call them Advanced Construction Parts because that's what my brain wants me to do. But here's the interesting thing. Previously, we've been, construction parts have been a complex but manageable affair here. But now that we need to start making advanced construction parts, we have to take existing construction parts and cram some electronics into them. This is kind of why we've been very slowly turning our starting copper and starting rubber into electronics this whole time. Because not only does a lot of stuff consume electronics, but we're going to be consuming electronics on a much grander scale. Now, the other thing is that we're still using a lot of the baseline construction parts here for just regular construction. So we can't literally transform all of our baseline construction parts and feed them into that. We need to make sure that there's some sort of a surplus. So here's what we are going to do. In this unit storage, we are going to say keep full. We can truck import. But essentially what we want to do is we want to make sure that this thing is kept full. We're going to get another one of these for specifically construction parts 1, and we're not going to have it kept full. We're going to make sure that they know to utilize that. Now, the other thing that we are going to do is let's get started. Now, the other thing about this is we also have these new electric assembly things, but the electric ones require 30 advanced construction parts themselves to operate. However, the interesting thing is the times it takes to make everything in the electric one is halved. It's basically getting a unity boost, but with no unity. Instead of unity, it's electricity. So eventually we do want to swap these in, but for now we can't even build them until we get a manual one. Now, the other nasty thing about making advanced construction parts is it takes 80 seconds to do one cycle of this. So not only is it material inefficient because 8 construction parts plus 4 electronics only gives us 4 advanced construction parts, but it's also very time inefficient. So this is going to be tough because, so many things of the next generation, of the next tech tier, are going to demand these advanced construction parts. It's not like, oh, these are too inefficient, I won't bother. No, you don't really have that option. You gotta pay the piper and make the construction parts. So I'm going to get 2 manual assemblies here. These are not necessarily going to be where their final resting spot's going to be, but these 2 things are going to be cooking construction parts. And at the end of the day, one of these, because these give us 4 construction parts on a 40, so that's essentially 8 construction parts on an 80. So one of these will give us, will feed one of these perfectly, but we still need to make sure we're getting enough baseline construction materials going in there. So I'm gonna throw down 2 more manual assemblies and see if our network can actually keep up with these, and just have these things making the baseline construction parts. That's going to demand a lot more wood, iron, and concrete. So we'll see if our operations can keep pace with all that. Now, a couple other things that we're going to need to do is Now that electronic parts are going to be of much more importance, we can take a look at this. So we already have copper on the view, and we have a ton of copper from our starters, plus all the refugees coming in and building those copper things for us. But now we actually want to pay attention to rubber, and rubber we've been using up a bit more, not only because of the slow burn electronics production, but more importantly, vehicles use up a lot of rubber. So we've been spending that down. So we may want to get our own production of rubber online. And we did just unlock the rubber production. Now, as far as rubber production goes, where are you? Rubber maker. It's in the oil category because it is made out of diesel. Now, there's two different recipes to it. Diesel plus 1 sulfur equals 6 rubber, or a diesel and a coal equals rubber and wastewater. Obviously, we'd want the top one. At the moment, I don't know how to get sulfur. Sulfur is not a baseline material that we can just pull out of the ground, so it is most likely a byproduct of some other industrial process that we haven't unlocked yet. Sort of like slag. You know, you can't mine slag, but slag is a byproduct of our iron production here. Speaking of which, we're probably going to want to condense these at some point, but not right this second. But we do want to get our rubber maker online. So luckily our setup here, our diesel battery, has some good nooks and crannies for this rubber maker. If we slap this down here and give it a little rotate, we can throw it down like right here. We could also throw it down like right here. That may be problematic. Yeah, you know what? It's probably a little bit better down like this. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. So now what we do here is, so this port wants an input of diesel, which we have our diesel thing right here. Like that. Now this thing wants to spit out wastewater. Luckily we already have a big pipe that'll be full of wastewater that we can just throw this into the mix. Anyway, if we do something like this, it will actually go over some of the machinery and hook up to this wastewater pipe and just add itself to the mix. So that way, that takes care of all the logistics. Here's where we would put in the coal and the sulfur, which we might be able to do once we get conveyor belts online. And here's where it spits out the rubber, which is also quite handy. Actually, in anticipation for conveyor belts, let's get a unit storage right here. Like right here. And we will put you on rubber. Now, the other thing to note about this is this takes 80 kilowatts of power by itself. We can handle that, but we're going to be taking on a lot of other things that require power. So just in anticipation, I'm going to get another diesel generator here. Flip it over like, nope. That's more like it. So yeah, we tuck it under like this. And now we have, 3 diesel generators ready to go. Again, the game will not cause them to turn on and waste fuel if we're not pulling the power, which is quite nice. But it's good to have it built now rather than when we start having brownouts. Now, one other thing that we're going to need is we're about done with this excavator, which is going to go into our copper production, because that's going to be the other component. While not quite as critical, we might as well get started with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down a loose storage right here. Actually, let's throw it down right here. Oops. Because we can have our copper production like down in this area. So this is going to be copper ore. I think that's everything else that we have. And yeah, our boat's about to dock from its latest adventures here. Small excavator cannot reach destination. Oh, oh, you want to refuel. I see what you're doing. All right, in that case, we'll want to get another tank of diesel here, both for storage capacity reasons, but also so that our things can refuel more efficiently. Since all of this is starting to sort of clutter it up, we'll put one down here on the end cap. And that will make it a lot easier to fill these up. We'll prioritize you. In fact, let's quick deliver so that it does not become an issue. Hopefully it knows to go somewhere else. You know what? I'm just going to recover it. Recover it. Because now they can get down to here. They can access this part. Yeah, now that they go in there, they can now make their way down to here, which is perfect. All right, we have that other unit produced here. Let's add an excavator here, plus we'll do one truck. Does not need to be super fast because we don't have the rest of our infrastructure set. Yeah, we'll do that. Get rid of slag, crushed, and rock, because I actually want to use those. Mining designation, flatten it out. Like that, and that, and that. This will be more than enough copper for our needs. That should handle it. And I also just realized that recovering also unassigned them. So let's assign one more to the iron, which I realize we need. And then I think this was, yeah, we had 2 in the coal. So we just want to assign them there. But yeah, now they can reach this area to refuel. And we're going to actually be getting something that will allow them to refuel right at the site more easily. So that won't be a problem going forward. It just happened that we were building that thing and they already had the route planned out. But now, hey, extra diesel storage is extra diesel storage. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. We do also need another piece of town here, so let's throw down some more housing. Our ship is, let's turn on auto repair, but we don't need to repair it now. It just takes minor damage. But we'll keep the auto repair on just so that we can keep it topped off and not have to worry about it. Alright, trucks are busy. The other thing I want to do now is, now that we have some spare Unity, I want to throw down some more labs. And labs, as I've realized, doesn't need to be near the town at all. They can be wherever they're not going to get in the way. I mean, we can throw them down here at some point. But I want to throw down 2 more labs, because each of them use up 0.25 Unity per month. So that'll give us, just a decent amount of Unity growth, but also double our research, because a lot of these, I think, these later texts take more oomph. Oh, hang on, I'm blocking something. What am I blocking? I'm blocking these. Hang on. Do not want to block the food intake and the research output, or the waste output. That would be bad. Alright, ship was fully repaired. Are you fully refueled? Yes, you are. Let's continue our exploration. Let's go up here. It's the last of the one-offs that we haven't explored. Alright, back to stable. That's good. Small excavator. What you talking about, Willis? Where are you trying to go? Oh, you're trying to, Wait, that shouldn't have been a problem. Why are you trying to go here? You know what, we gotta keep, truck export off on these. Because we just want the pipes to do this stuff. So truck export and import only goes here. That repaired the error. So now it actually knows to go to this end cap. I guess they were being lazy. Because that's why we built this third one, is so that they could refuel down here. All right, we got more basics here. Concrete slabs. How is our concrete production doing? We do have some cement in the bank. That's a good thing. I think all of these are operating. Yes, that one is. We might need a fifth one since we have that extra concrete maker. I mean, that's not long for this world, but I'd still be willing to put down one of them just to up our concrete production. Oops. I might also build another fluid container here just to store the extra rainwater, like extra rainwater. Do something like this. There we go. And that way you can act as a backup storage, so if we get a lot of rainfall we can actually capture that and survive lean times if we go well there. Location explored. We have discovered an oil rig. Fantastic. So oil rigs, these offshore oil rigs, we can't build them, but we can find them and repair them. And this is how we get oil once our on-island oil reserves are depleted. We don't have to worry about that yet, but it's good to know. And I think we have enough fuel to keep going, so let's keep going. Again, they won't let you explore too far away so that you don't have enough fuel to get back. You physically are not allowed to. Alright, this thing still needs its construction parts. Yeah, that was my worry here with these things. Alright, these are the storages. And it's good that we have this electronic storage up here, because now that these things are actually going to be using the electronics, let's up your prioritization. Just make sure that you get first dibs on here. Oh yeah, maybe keeping full is not the correct answer here. I know there's a technology down the way that can let you sort of more meticulously, plan things out in that manner. Or maybe we do it keep full, and then once we have conveyor belts, that's the conveyor belts allows it to do its thing. Location explored. Ooh, a damaged cargo ship. So the cargo ships are what actually allow you to get resources from these, these far away lands. Yeah, see, we couldn't go explore this again because we wouldn't have enough fuel to get back. So let's just go home. Go home, refuel. All right, we're getting our research is going a little bit faster, which is good. My goal is to have at least some construction 2 parts ready to roll. But we seem to be stalling on that. Of course, granted, I'm building everything else, so that's putting demand for construction parts. Partially my fault, but partially I wish they'd obey the prioritization here. Yeah, all this nonsense here, this is all going to turn into belts, and it's going to be wonderfully efficient. Our trucks will not have to fuss around with all this, and stuff will get processed in a timely manner. All right, ship is back, and they will refuel. I could run a pipeline all the way over here, but it's 4 trucks worth of fuel deliveries is not the worst thing in the world. We could also start getting our beacon back online if we wanted to. That might not be a bad thing. Alright, ship is back to full fuel here. We have some stuff on board that we can't offload yet, but that's okay. Let's go send you back out into the wilderness. Now, one thing we could do is go and fix this. We have the iron to fix the damaged cargo ship and recover it, but right now we don't really have anything. We could fix that one too. We don't have anything like... We need 120 advanced construction parts to repair the oil rig, which we do not have. We have a lot of things we need to do before we worry about that. So now we're just going to be doing a little bit more checking around, as it were. Let's go see what's down here. Getting some water going. Low food supply. All right. And we just researched our conveyor belts. Let's get some additional farming going since our population is going to be rising in the near future. We could do something like this. We could do something like this. That's not too bad. Alright, now we have conveyors, but we don't have any advanced parts, so we can't actually build any of the conveyors. Sadness. We probably want to get conveyors going into these things. All right, hey, we're making something. I think some of these trees got overtaken by the mountain, which is fine. We can just tell them not to bother. Oops. Yeah, because the mountain slides when it was harvested, so some of these trees you can't reach, which is fine. Yeah, see, that fixed it. We don't need every little tree, and eventually we'll dig them out and harvest them. Fuel capacity is doing nicely. Of course, we still haven't built our rubber plant yet. Actually, the first thing I want to do is make my first conveyor belt is going to be this one, because it is literally 2 conveyor belts. That's all we need. We can get something on the ground before we end this episode, in which I was going to make conveyor belts. And we can even say truck import off. Oh, well, you're already like almost full of the stuff. But yes, we can have truck exporting here. All right, we got our first thing, and all right, 25 pops. Glad I built that thing here. All right, can we? Well, that's too far away. Too far away. Yeah, I guess we got to go home. Oh well, we'll bring those pops back anyway. All right, but we have our stuff here. Let's build it. All right, if you build it, they will come. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do truck export off. We are gonna set this one to keep full. We are going to set you to a high priority, and we're going to get our conveyor belts. It does also use rubber to make conveyor belts, so there you go. We could also make a conveyor belt for the electronics. But, nah, it's alright. Actually, what would be even better, just to give us the options, is get a flat conveyor and go from here to here so that we can have that easy import of the electronics outside it if we so desired. Hey, we got a rubber maker! I mean, I'll turn both on in case we somehow end up with some sulfur, but it's just going to automatically go to that. And yeah, look at that. So it just it's on keep full, but that keep full doesn't apply to conveyor belts. So it's basically fill this up, but make sure that this stuff makes it here. And then once this is all full, yeah, this can only hold 8 construction parts in reserve. So then this will hold off and then fill 8 more. And then we could do the same thing over here. These things really do want electronics in them. And this isn't even the full thing here. We're going to be doing my only problem is that with this taking priority, this may not be the most efficient. Yeah, we're getting the farm up. Yeah, now that we added all these more people and all these more mouths to feed. All right, we're refueled, reloaded. We dropped the people off. Let's explore this place, and then we'll see if we can hit this one before coming back. If not, then we'll just do one at a time. Actually, you know what? Here's what we do. We say an 18 keep full. The rest of it is fair game for trucks. And yeah, we do a truck export. But we do 18 keep full. That is sort of reserving that for that. And then that gives us access to the rest of our construction parts so that we can, actually build things. Because we don't want to lock up our construction parts in a state where they can't be used for other parts in the island. But I think that 18 keep full in conjunction with the assembly here is probably a good idea. The other thing we could do is upgrade this to the advanced one here. We just need 18. It's actually cheaper to build the baseline one and then upgrade it in terms of advanced construction parts. But that would speed this up, which would be very, very useful. In fact, I'd even say waiting for materials, 25 of the basics versus 30 of the advanced. It's probably cheaper actually just to construct it straight up. So you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to do an electric assembly here. We're going to throw down some... Actually, before we do that, let's... does this have any room in it? Throw down that, because we can. That is another use for our rubber here. There we go. Start piping that in. But yeah, now they're actually allowed to take this out. Alright, we got our fuel stations done. That will be handy. Alright, in our next episode, we look to our next thing here. I'm thinking we're going to efficient concrete. Because being able to make concrete with only one cement will allow us to greatly boost our concrete production, which will get all of our other construction parts stuff ongoing. So that should help us out. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!